I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter. Hello, this is Tammy Taylor, your Manifestation Muse, welcoming you to your Aquarius New Moon reading. This is all planets go time. Important time for you, important time for me. The planets have been retrograde for most of 2018, and now finally there's a thrust toward what we are seeding this year for 2020. Now, before we get into all of that, the reason why the Aquarius new moon is so important all the time, even when planets are retrograde, but now we have all direct, so it's even that much more important, right? Aquarius new moon is all about sharing what we came into the world to share with it. It is such a huge energy that supports our purpose for incarnation. It, in fact, really does buoy our dharma, our energy that connects us to others, that gifting that we have through that energy of Aquarius. Now, of course, here we talk about the Western moon signs as they relate to our emotions, our ego, the solar energy, the earth-centric astrology of the tropical Western perspective. And that is the aspect of ourselves that is reactionary. It's our conscious thoughts for the most part, for those of us who are in tune with Great Mother Speaks, but for other people, it may be a very, very unconscious process. Here, when we talk about unconscious process, we're using the Vedic astrology, the lunar astrology. It is moon-centric. It is cosmologically oriented, and it is the soul astrology. The Vedic astrology is karmic. It is based on what the soul purpose is. It is not limited to North Node, South Node, or 12th house. It is the entire chart laying out what the soul came here to do and how it came here to do it. Now, of course, both birth charts are defaults. We do have the power, because we're spiritual beings, of free will choice. Once our conscious awareness of who we are is activated, and here we know that we are first and foremost dearly loved divine children of the Great Mother, Father God. That's who we are, who are never judged, condemned, or left alone. We're never judged or condemned. There are consequences for our actions. That is karma. And we're never left alone. Our angels, guides, and ancestors are always with us, guiding us, protecting us, helping us to stay in alignment with that dharma, helping us to work out that karma in loving, joyful ways as much as we can stand, as much as we can receive. And so we are here to receive our divine identity. As this channel is designed, it has come forth through the inspiration of Great Mother to speak directly to her children most alienated and estranged from her unconditional love due to our birth mother experience. And my area of life coaching is the specialization of what I coined mama drama trauma. It is a condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and or physical trauma. Now, in cases where the mother is unable, unwilling, or unavailable to heal her own mama drama trauma, because it is a cycle, it is a pathology, it is a family cycle. She is unable to break it, unwilling, or unavailable. She may have transitioned into another life, She may just not be available for other reasons, addictions, all of these other symptoms of mama drama trauma associated with this dis-ease. It's a planetary disorder. And when we do not have that bond to support our own healing through her or through other maternal figures, we learn to live in loving detachment. Now, that's a difficult thing to do, and it is something that is only achieved, to my knowledge, by going through the dark night of the soul, which is why Dorothy is our narrator, our narration, our narrative that we use here to illustrate what that dark night of the soul journey is along that yellow brick road and ultimately through the dark forest, which leads her back home by reclaiming her power, taking that broom, that phallic symbol back that Great Father, symbolized by Oz, told her she would have to do for herself. Now, the three, the Scarecrow, the Lion, and the Tin Man, those in our family, those in our lives, in our environment, our neighbors, our friends, our co-workers, in our world are but reflections of us, aren't they, along our yellow brick road? And Aquarius invites us to look very closely at who our mirrors are in our lives at this time, to give us the downloads that we need in order to clearly move forward along our road, along our life's purpose, so that we can share what we have to give, as Dorothy did with the three. Even in her weakness, she was able to share, even if it was just her journey, because it was something that would add something unto them. They all needed help. And don't we on the planet, we all need help. A huge issue that is coming to the fore universally right now is the environment. And the environment is a variant energy of Great Mother Gaia. A healthy planet, though, necessitates a healthy inner world, which is why Great Mother energy is coming forward so powerfully at this time with Cancer in the North Node. At this time of this reading, Cancer is where Rahu is in the Vedic astrology as well. Vedic astrology precedes Western astrology by 26 degrees. And so this is a very fortuitous time for connecting with that inner love, that inner wisdom. Because in the Vedic astrology in April, end of March, April, the energy will be shifting into North Node Gemini, South Node Sagittarius, and we will continue on with it for the duration of this nodal transit. So, if a healthy planet necessitates a healthy inner world, then a healthy perception of the world outer, the Aquarian energy that's coming forth, ruled by Uranus and the Western, the innovation, the creativity, it's beyond creativity, it's inventiveness. It's that spark of eureka that comes from the soul. If that is to be fully healthy and integrated, our inner world, what that energy is, that Capricorn energy is, beside it is also important. Sidereal soul sign. And right now that Capricorn energy is hosting the South Node, or K2 at this time, the release position of this nodal transit. It's time to let go. And hasn't Great Mother set us up for this huge let go at this time with the eclipses that have marked both of our new moon readings since the beginning of this year, with a partial solar eclipse for the new moon reading in January and the full moon reading a total lunar eclipse. So are you ready for your Aquarius new moon reading? Capricorn in the sidereal. I hope you are. because these eclipses have set us up for the innovation that we're ready for, that we need at this particular time. Remember, full moon readings that you just had were and are about the climax of the lunar cycle. So the lunar cycle has already climaxed with that total lunar eclipse. We have now come down decrescendo to this balsamic new moon period, where the downloads have come from your Vedic moon sign, and you have a sense of how to realign, reassess your new moon intentions moving forward, and to ask from your ego mind, your emotional mind, to align with it through these new moon wishes, your aspirations going forward. So enjoy your readings. Libra moon sign people, most of you are in your sidereal soul sign, Virgo moon sign people. So you received pretty specific downloads that might be pretty normal for you, the intuitive thing, especially with mama drama trauma. We're talking about a condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto the child, causing emotional and or physical trauma, and being unwilling, unavailable, or unable to heal her own mama drama trauma. It requires you to develop a sense of self-love and spiritual independence in order to heal from it, in order to live a happy life, in order to live a whole life. That's my area of coaching specialization. And these cards, this deck was channeled from Great Mother to support my clients in doing that. And so sharing that with you here on YouTube, this new moon, which is when we make our new moon wishes to align our ego with our soul unction. Our soul did incarnate to have this experience. This is a soul contract with our mother to evolve in self-love and spiritual independence. The new moon is the time in which we work with the new moon energies. Hit now is Capricorn Aquarius. In fact, it is the Lunar New Year for Eastern cultures, including the Chinese. New Year is at this new moon time. The wish, therefore, for the year for you, our soul has the significator card as Kali. This is the inner work the soul wants to do for 2019, basically. We had the eclipses, we've had some clearing out, some confusion, and coming up to this action phase of the annual lunar cycle. This is fifth house energy for you. Every year it's fifth house energy for you with the Aquarius new moon. And so you're probably used to this time of the year feeling really creative. Those of you who have had children, you may have actually conceived one of your children during this time, in fact, or a project, a new business, something in your life that you can point to was implemented or initiated at this time of the year, because it's a creative spirit. Fifth house typically is spoken of in terms of having a physical child, right? It's typically spoken of in terms of expressing ourselves creatively. But when we're talking about lunar energy, we're talking about emotional energy from that Libra moon, emotional tropical moon sign, earth-centric energy, thoughts and that sort of thing, reactions. But we're also talking about the intuitive downloads from the Virgo energy, the soul. And so fifth house typically has to do with the creative spirit, so to speak, your divine expression, so to speak, that unique soul personality, those idiosyncrasies perhaps that you have, how you turn your head when someone's speaking to you, that communicates something voicelessly, that soul coming through that physical body, and the soul wanting to work with fear at this particular time that may be expressed as it relates to mama drama trauma, the triggers that may be coming up. Maybe there's still issues around denying that it is occurring or has occurred in your life to the degree that you have been traumatized, that you have experienced ego soul disassociation. First quarter moon root chakra card is about making a decision to trust that there is love beyond the birth mother. She is not the only womb. She is a womb that has come from the womb of wombs, going back to Great Mother, the mother of all mothers. Great Mother is not a goddess like Kali here, like ourselves. We're gods and goddesses as children of the Great Mother, Father God, aren't we? She is the mother of all mothers. And so we see here Dorothy actually singing her soul song to Great Mother somewhere over the rainbow. This is the soul work for this lunar cycle for you. And in fact, perhaps even for 2019, for most of you listening today, to work with these fears around dealing with mama drama trauma. Get in touch at greatmotherspeaks.info. I'll be happy to work with you in whatever capacity that you can at this time, because what's bringing this up is the Ankh card. It is a third quarter moon, double yin, single yang card. This is an energy of intuitive downloads, but with this Ankh, it means acting on that intuitive download. And so your soul is wanting to act on what it intuitively knows to be the reality of mama drama trauma in your life. Your soul is not in denial. It's the emotion that is. Okay. And the law card for your spread that you have here, you have one, is the Ankh. It's the third eye card. It is the soul card. And the third eye is ruled by the moon, which rules Cancer. So a very mothering, nurturing type of release needs to happen, which has to do with acceptance. And healing mama drama trauma is all about release, letting go and forgiveness, letting go of the mother that we want in order to accept the one that we have. That's what's bringing up this fear. The soul is ready to align with the law of ego, form, and manifestation. This is the soul contract of mama drama trauma, to evolve in self-love and spiritual independence through this experience, which forces us to learn to love ourselves. Without receiving the sufficient love that you need, it might be sufficient for your siblings. It might be sufficient for someone else, but you not receiving the maternal love that you need and asserting that is a very fearful thing. And it's very challenging work, but it must be done in order for us to evolve in self-love. Why would you ever even begin to love yourself if you don't even acknowledge that you're not receiving the love that you need? Okay, so that's what's bringing up the fear. And the Kali card is a first quarter moon root chakra card. We're talking chakras, we're talking Vedic astrology, and the root chakra is ruled by Saturn, which rules Aquarius in the sidereal and Capricorn. This is an Aquarius new moon. So the root of the matter in your life at this time in your life does have to do with the insecurities, the anxiety surrounding this MDT. It can no longer be pushed under the rug. We're talking root chakra. You go beneath the root chakra, you're talking 10th chakra, which goes into the ancestral roots. So we're talking about how far back does this MDT go in your family? This is how we can begin to forgive and let go of the mother that we want. We can see that she is, in fact, also a product of this disorder. MDT is a family cycle. It's a family pathology. Okay, and you may be experiencing it in relationship to how you're relating to your own child and those anxieties being pushed under the rug, out of fear. The soul is wanting to deal with that. The soul is undaunted by these challenges. It's the ego that has a problem, which is why every new moon gives us a new opportunity to set intentions to align with that undaunted, powerful soul to do its evolutionary work. And this is the season on the planet to do it with Cancer in the North Node. So be encouraged. This is fifth house energy for you, Libra moon sign people. It's a very creative spirit. And your divine expression is, in fact, what does come from the soul. It is your soul genius. When we talk fifth house with soul, we're talking soul genius. We're talking Venus being the ruler of Libra in your fourth house at this time, conjunct the South Node. So there's a beautiful release with the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction in the South Node. There's a beautiful release if you allow it. And that's a big if, because in your shadow position, what you may not be aware of is the energy of Brigid. Fifth chakra is Mercury. It's mercurial. Okay. And so it's the communication, it's the sharing, it's the getting what you want, it's asking for what you need. And the full moon. It's your full moon that's coming up this lunar cycle, Virgo moon sign people. It's Leo and the sidereal coming up. This climatic full moon for you, in your shadow, you will probably begin to feel a sense of your selfhood coming forward, as we see Dorothy reclaiming her power from the witch castle guards. She's getting that broom right after she's dissolved that witch. And how are you going to dissolve it without confronting the fear of MDT? Well, you will by acknowledging the shadow that there is a bright light that is shining. There's a bright light that is shining on your power. It's just a matter of you claiming it, Libra moon sign people. What's going to help you claim that power is realizing here with the Ra card that there is that third eye, that intuitive download that's helping you to revise and to understand through this Pluto-Saturnal conjunction in the South Node. There's a releasing of so much because the South Node is in Capricorn in both the Western and Vedic. Capricorn is ruled by the root chakra. This root chakra energy of this fear, this insecurity, you're really being supported in order to get these rewards with the Ra card, the revision, the waxing gibbets, the editing of where you've been, so that as you move forward with this father energy, this primordial father energy that creates the law that reverberates in frequencies throughout the dimensions, so that you can receive what you need. Just as we see the scarecrow receiving the diploma, the lion receiving the medal, and the Tin Man receiving the clock for his heart. You know, it may seem that things will come to you in unexpected ways, or support that you didn't know that you needed, or you were thinking, oh, I needed support because I needed a shoulder to cry on, when in actuality what I got was someone that was going to help me with this new project that I was wanting to creatively start, because it's so much creative energy. You know, and so we may be thinking we need one thing, but the shoulder to cry on will show up in another way. Okay, because really what we needed was figuratively a shoulder to cry on, but not because we are continuing to express the sadness. That's what part of what we're letting go with all of the South Node energy, right? It's letting go of that so that it creates the space for us to receive the clock, the diploma, and the medal that we need for our journey. That's what's supporting you. Because what you want, we see here with Sheila Nagig, is to be open to the process. You want to be open to the process. The heart chakra is the crossroads between the ego and the soul. And so you do want to align. Waning gibbets, you do want the gratitude that comes after the contraction of that full moon. You do want to, by the full moon, to have that full moon sense of power that you have submitted to this journey in an attempt to align, and that you've been open to it. Your heart's been open to it, and therefore you receive the outpouring of benefits from the climax of the full moon, from that waning period of now reassessing your life and readjusting it as a result of the new energy that you've allowed to enter it due to your acceptance of, for example, the assistance with the project as a result of not staying too invested in the shoulder to cry on being the way you envisioned it had to be. You're going to succeed with this. It's just a matter of getting those new moon wishes in the intention space of your heart, so that you can pay attention as things evolve, and so that by the full moon readings, that the messages that Great Mother brings at that time, this is how you work with the readings I'm sharing with you. You will see and your progress. Okay. And you will be kind of able to position your particular situation. Your particular situation might actually have to do with you mothering your child. And there may be some challenges with that. And you're expecting your child to be able to respond a certain way. But because you're open, something else opened up for your child. And that gave you the support that you needed, because they're getting what they need from someplace else. We can't give what we don't have. And you might not have what your child needs, and you may be sad and feeling all kinds of about that, and all because you have opened up to doing the internal work, to working with the fear of mama drama trauma. and you're not denying it anymore. And you have here Yemiya in the position of surrender, saying, hey, okay, I surrender to this process. I don't know what to do. I know that my child is still suffering some effects of it because I am. I need help in this area. They need help in this area. And then it just shows up some kind of way. And whew, you didn't have to do that. But all you really had to do as a dearly loved divine child is to specifically ask for it,